Hello everybody. In this session we will learn very important feature of Java, that is Java input and output. So in this we will read the data from the console or command line argument and also from the file and also print those data onto the console and also into the file. So basically we will perform read write operation in Java, and it's a very important while you working with real-time development. It is frequently used, so just be with me, and in this session we will handle or learn scanner, files, BufferedReader, FileReader and some other important classes of Java which will used for reading and writing the data from the console as well as from the file. Okay, so let's get started with the example, and I have prepared some examples for you so that we can cover the things quickly. So let's move to the IntelliJ IDEA. So I have splitted those things in part 1 and part 2. So in part 1 we will understand basic operation of input and output, and in this we will read the data from the console, means terminal or command line argument, and same we will produce and or print on the command line argument or console. So first let's start with the system. So system is a quite important class of Java, and it is provided by the Java to provide the system information, and it has very extensive methods, means list of methods. So in this we will cover few of those methods which will used in reading and writing the data. So first there is System.in. It's not a method, basically it's a standard input stream. So System.in, it's used basically for reading the data from the input stream. So in these cases we will read the data from the command line argument. So System.in means input stream. Input stream is a set of data, means set of data is called a stream or data stream, you can say. So we will enter the data on the command line, and same data we will read in Java and print those data. So we will learn how any data whatever we enter onto the console, how we can read with the help of Java classes. So System.in is used for reading the data from the console, and System.out, this is for printing the data on the console. It is just opposite. System.in is used for reading the data, means it provide input stream, and System.out provide the output on the console, means printing the data. And System.err. System.err is also works like System.out, but System.err, ERR means error, it's used for printing the error message, but it works similar like System.out, but it just differentiate. This is for error. If you have to print something error message, then you can use System.err, and in normal scenario if you want to print anything on the console, then there is a System.out, and for reading the data from the console we have System.in. So all these three are examples of a stream in Java which is used to perform input and output stream. So to read the data from the input, means from the console, there is a helper class like a scanner. So first we will understand the scanner class, or most of the time we use a scanner to read the data from the console. Okay, so it has lots of methods, and in this we will understand few important method, and some of those method you can also understand later if you build the understanding once. So a scanner is a class, and here we have created the scanner object with a new keyword, because in Java to create the object we use new keyword. So with the help of the we have created a scanner class object, and this object will read the data from the file, and it has nextLine method. So I have mentioned that nextLine basically it reads the whole data, means whatever you have input in one line, it will read whole data. Suppose you have enter Amit Kumar, there are two words, Amit and Kumar, so it will read whole word. And same you can print this word here. So whatever you have entered, it will goes in name variable string, it's a string variable, and same variable you can print. So this is the basic examples of a scanner, and system in, system out, and system error. So basically in this example I try to explain the use of system in, system out, and system error, and in next example we will see in depth for a scanner. So let's move to the scanner examples. So same, I have created a scanner class example, and we have created a scanner object, and here I have used nextLine, as we have discussed earlier. nextLine is used to read the data from the line. It means whatever you have entered in single line, it will read whole data like Abhit Kumar. And it has also another method next. It will read just one word. Suppose you have provided Amit Kumar, then it will just capture first word Amit, means one word, whereas nextLine it will read whole line. And similarly it has another method nextInt. It's used for reading the integer data. Suppose if you want to enter the age, then 10, 20, 30, 40, means any numeric number, then it will read it. And similarly, suppose if you want to enter any floating point value like percentage, marks, like that, suppose 80.5, 90.5, something like it, means in floating point value if you want to enter and store, then we use nextDouble. So for all data types it has method, like for integer it's for double, this is next, and nextLine is for a string, and this next boolean is used for boolean. And has nextLine, it's just check like is there any further line or not. If yes, then it will print boolean value, means yes, it has line or not. So these are the examples of a scanner class, and it is frequently used to read the data from the console. Why? Because I have provided here System.in. Even a scanner can read the data from the file as well, but we will see this thing in next part. But simple example, but in normal scenario, usually if you want to read the data from the command line, then you have to use System.in. So it will read the data. So let's run this program. So here it's a enter your full name, so just I am entering Amit Kumar, and then city, suppose Delhi, age 25, and percentage suppose 80.5. I enter true or false. Suppose we are entering false. So what happens here, let's understand. So here I have mentioned next line. It will read whole line, means whatever we will mention here, it will read entire lines, and next only will read one word. Suppose Delhi. Suppose here if I mention New Delhi, then it will skip the another word, means Delhi, just it will store new. So I have just entered Delhi because next is just use single word, and here is enter your age. So I have entered 25, so it will stored in age variable. And similarly nextDouble, here enter your percentage. Here 18.5 I have entered, so it will goes in percentage double variable. And here enter true or false, so it will handle boolean data types. Means you know that boolean has only two value, true or false. So I have entered here false, so it is stored in a status, and same everything I have printed here. And it also check is there any other line, so it print yes because I have pressed the enter, so it's a yes, another line has next line. And I have print everything. So, and one most important thing, and it's mandatory to close SC dot close, means that you have to close the stream, otherwise it will open the stream and it unnecessarily consume the resources. So in real time development, sometimes people forget to close the stream. It is very important while you performing any input and output operation, then you must have to close the stream. If you don't close, then it will in the backend when program will run, it will continuously consuming the resource, and ultimately it will takes lots of memory and computation power, which will slow down your system, and even your system can cross over the time. So it is very important to keep in mind that a stream should be closed once operation is done, and it should be the last statement. Because if you close in between, suppose if you close after percentage, then it will not work here. So close statement should be very last statement, means after that you cannot perform any input stream with this object. Suppose I have created object AC, means AC is basically object reference. So after that we cannot use this AC object reference to perform any input operation. So it's a very important. I am highlighting this point because people forget, and it's consuming lots of resources. So keep in mind while developing the things. And let's move to the next example. So in this session I have went through the scanner and few of the methods, means most of the method we have important method we have covered, like a string data type, integer, boolean. So these are the important and frequently we use those methods. So now moving to BufferedReader. BufferedReader is another class which is used to read the data from the console as well as file. Like here I have commented out like the student.txt. So it will also, means BufferedReader scanner can also read the data from the files, and performing reading operation and writing operation with the file we will see in the second part. So I have commented it out. So here with the help of BufferedReader we will read the data, something like a scanner. And BufferedReader is used to read the in stream data, basically a stream file. Basically when I say a stream file or a stream data, and then just I'm giving some example like any audio video file, so our image, these are the examples of byte stream file, because audio, video, image all are stored in the form of byte. So it is used to read the data byte by byte, and it quite fast, means it provide better performance than any other classes which is used to read the data, because it reads the data line by line, and also it consume less memory because it reads the data in the form of byte, whereas other reader read the data in the form of character, and each character in Java takes 16 byte, 16 bit, basically it means 2 byte, and BufferedReader store the same data in 8 bit, means 1 byte. So it also memory efficient and very fast. So if you have to read the tons of data from the console or file, you can use BufferedReader. So let's move with the example. So I have created object BufferedReader on the input stream reader. It's a syntax to create the BufferedReader object, and it will read from the file, so from the console. So I have mentioned that System.in. So if you want to so keep in mind, again just I am reiterating, if you want to read something from the console or command line, you have to mention System.in. But if you want to read from the file, then you have to mention file name. Okay, so I have mentioned here in. System.in means input stream, it will read from the console. Similarly, similar like a scanner. And here I have taken while loop, it will continuously read the file. If we read continuously provide that data on the console, it will keep reading the data, and it is infinity. So once I perform the action, we will stop the program. So and here it has method like read line, so it will read the, means at a time it will read one line, not it will read the data character by character or word by word. It will read whole line at once. So I am just running this program. Now I am entering something. So same data it will print. So and it will just keep reading the data. Same data I have entered, and same I have printed here. Here is the print method. So this line basically printing. This line read the data, whatever we are entering, it is reading, and same I am printing here, and it is in while loop, so it will continuously read the data. So just it will keep reading, it will never stop because it is in while loop. So manually we have to stop it. So if you once stop, then it will not read the data. So also remember that if you use while loop, then while loop is in, and this is the infinity while loop, so it will keep reading the data. So you have to manually stop the program. And also here also close this stream. So in this session we have covered 3 important features of Java which is used for reading the data from the file. And also we have BufferedReader. BufferedReader is also used for writing the data, but this section we will cover in the next part because it reads the data from the file. So file reading, writing we will cover in the next section. And another class we have PrintWriter. PrintWriter, it's a very specific name. Writer means that it will use to write the data on the console. So here I have mentioned System.out, means it will write the data on the console. But if you want to write the data into the file, then here is a different syntax. You have to mention the file name. So it will write the data on the console, whatever you will enter. Okay, so just I am running. And also PrintWriter is used to format the data, something like that. If you mention the syntax like that, and if you want to format the data like marks and it's like a grade kind of thing, so you can also use PrintWriter. Basically a PrintWriter like %.2f, it means that it will print floating point value. After floating point it will take 2 digit. Even I have mentioned 3, but it just will take 2. If I change 1, then it will just print 95.5, but if I mention 2, then it will take 2. And similarly if I mention 3, then it will take all 3 digits. And if I don't mention, then whatever is mentioned here, it will just print, means all value will be printed like that. So just I have formatted. So basically PrintWriter is used to format the data most of the time, and also it can perform writing operation, but generally be used for formatting the data. So it has printf method for formatting the things, and for printing it has println print method. So just I am running the program, so it is printed here. Like you can say here I have mentioned name, means then it is just printed because it's out, so it will not take the input from you. It is used to writing the things. So it is whatever I have provided here, it just write, and where it will write on console. So it is write like name, marks is like 95.5, and here I have mentioned here excellent. So here is a percent represents a string, means excellent will replaced with %s, and then I have mentioned good job, then it has printed good job. And also it has another method like check error. If there any error, then you can also check it has, and this method returns boolean value. So it just print false, means there is no error. And also I have called flash method. It is also important method which is used while performing input and output stream. Basically it clear the buffer. Flash is another method which is used to clear the buffer. Actually buffer is a memory in the Java, temporary memory which holds the data, and buffer is used for better performance. So this method plus the buffer means clear the buffer, so that it can effect show the data immediately on the console. If you don't use plus, then it has store the data, and it depends on JVM when it will clear. So if you want immediate effect, then you have to call manually flash method, which will clear the buffer, and it will print the things, or it will write the thing on file. So for this one we use plus, and same we have closed the file. This is important. Here also we are closing the basically stream. So these are the examples of performing reading and writing operation on the console, and in the next part we will cover reading and writing operation from the file. So for now, thank you. We will meet in the next session.